Hello, welcome. I've got the WR loaded up with all my camping gear, and I'm on my way to Sam Houston National Forest to spend a few days riding the trails they have there. I've got about an hour and a half, maybe 2-hour ride to the campground in the National Forest where I'm going to spend the night. Fortunately, a big chunk of that is on some pretty fun little back roads that meander through the thick pine trees of the National Forest, so it's not a bad ride getting up there. Let me show you what I mean when I say pretty fun little back roads. I'm in a little town of Montgomery, Texas, which is at the intersection of 149 and 105. Anyway, I'm going to fill up with gas here because I'm probably 20 miles from the campground and the trails, and this is the closest place to get gas. So I'm going to fill up here, and hopefully the 2 gallons that my tank holds will get me through the weekend. Okay, we have reached the end of the pavement. I'm going to hop onto this Forest Service Road 271. This road does not get a whole lot of love, which makes it a little bit rough, but that also makes it a little bit more fun. Anyway, this road will take us right down to the campground. We have arrived to the campground, and there are a lot of people here, way more than I expected. So I don't know if there are any sites available. I guess we'll find out here in just a minute. Anyway, let me park the bike and I'll show you around, and we'll see if there are any sites available, and then we'll set up camp. We are at Kelly's Pond Campground, and this place is booming. I forgot that some of the schools around here have spring break this week, so I guess people are taking advantage of it. But if you look around here, you can see that there's a lot of cars. I counted there's 7 picnic tables, but it looks like you can just kind of camp wherever you want, so you don't have to camp at a picnic table. Anyway, I am going to set up camp. I already found a spot over here that I like, and I'm gonna do that rather quickly because I'm anxious to get on the trails. So while I'm setting up camp, I wanted to tell you a little bit about these trails. There are a little over 80 miles of trails here, divided up into 2 sections, the east section and the west section. The east section has been closed for quite some time, although on the website this morning it said some of them were open, so I'm going to have to double check that. But I'm only going to be riding the west section this weekend. Anyway, and then the west section is divided up into 7 different trails, so I'll be riding all of those this weekend and getting mileage on all of them and seeing which ones I like best. And if you want to ride out here, you have to buy a special Texas off-road permit. You can see one here I've got on the bike. I think they're about $20, and you get them at a dealership, motorcycle dealership. And then the camping is free, but then it's $5 to ride the trails. Here's camp. I'm all set up. Now it is time to get on the trails. All right, first trail we're going to do is Kelly's Pond. All right, now we're gonna do the Woodpecker Trail. I've heard this one's really good, so I'm looking forward to it. All right, I'm whipping up a little bit of dinner. I made it easy. Let's see, what is this? Chunky's sirloin burger with country vegetables. So all I had to do was open the can and throw it in here on the stove and get it hot. Unfortunately, a lot of the trails were closed, so I only got to ride for maybe about 3 hours today. But what I did ride was a whole lot of fun. So hopefully the footage will show you what it looked like. Anyway, I got back, it's right before dark, and a lot of people here, so the firewood pickings were rather slim. So it took me a while to find some wood that I could burn. But I got a fire going. I'm going to eat dinner by the fire, just kind of chill by the fire for a little while, and then probably hit the sack kind of early. Then we'll start back up in the morning. That fire is perfect. Just the right size to keep you warm. Sit by it, relax, and enjoy. We've got a little guest from the other campground. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness. Yeah, good, that's the ham. Good morning. It is Sunday morning. It got quite a bit colder here last night than I was expecting. I was expecting mid to high 50s, and I think it was in the mid 40s, so I was cold and I didn't sleep very well. But the sun is shining. It was supposed to be cloudy today, and I don't see any clouds in the sky, so I had kind of talked myself out of riding anymore since I was cold, but I'm feeling pretty good now. So I think I'm going to go ride for another hour or two, and then I will head back to camp, break everything down, get it on the bike, and head home. I want to show you this new helmet I got. This is a Scorpion AT950, and right now it's configured just as a street helmet. It's a full face helmet with this windshield, and inside it's got a sun visor, flips down, and it's also modular, so the chin bar folds up out of the way. But you can also take this off, these little side plates, and put this off-road kind of sun visor on here, and use goggles with it, so you have kind of two helmets in one. You have a regular street helmet, full face street helmet, modular chin with the chin flip up, but then you can also convert it to an off-road helmet. Now we're going to jump on the Big Loop Trail. Okay, I've got all the gear loaded back up on the bike and I'm on my way home. I hit these trails just right because while I was loading up the bike, the forest ranger came by and said they were closing all of them, so I got lucky. I'm gonna say one thing, this place rocks. Coming out here and having a place to camp and then miles and miles of trails to ride and really fun trails, it's hard to beat. Anyway, I probably got to ride maybe 15 to 20 miles of the 40 miles in the west section, and the 4 trails that I rode were Kelly Pond Trail and a little bit of Honeymoon, that was pretty muddy, some of Woodpecker, and then quite a bit of Big Loop. And I would have to say of those 4, I liked Big Loop the best, and it wasn't quite as technical as the others, so there were some sections where you could kind of open it up and have a little more fun. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm going to be back out here as soon as I can when they open them back up. I want to see if I can talk my brother into coming down here with his camper, and we might be a little more comfortable, spend a whole weekend hopefully, and ride some more of the trails and see what those are like.